The town of Frankford is dealing with a double whammy of sorts after two major revenue sources have dried up. Not only is the JP Court moving out of town soon, but also a local factory is getting out of the town's water line. Now, these two changes will mean a significant drop in revenue. Our Sussex County Bureau Chief Evan Koslov joins us now live in downtown Frankford. And Evan, this is as the police chief is also calling on the town to hire another officer.
Right, and Paul, that's because the chief is the only full-time officer here in Frankfurt, along with one part-time officer. And so he says there's definitely a need for more of a local presence. But the problem, like you mentioned, is funding. That's why a tax increase is now on the table. When it comes to fighting crime in the town of Frankfurt, Police Chief Mike Warchol is not only in charge, but he's also pretty much all alone. That's because Warchol is the only full-time officer on the force, joined only by a part-timer.
You know, I work 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week, and you know that's just a portion of the time that calls for service come in, which puts more of a burden on the state police to come in.
And Warchol says that means a higher response time for non-emergencies, and so he's asked the town council to hire another officer. This, though, for now, has been denied due to financial constraints.
With the financial situation that the town's in, that's just not in the cards right now.
And the reason for this financial shortfall is twofold. According to Council President Joanne Bacon, the first has to do with the loss of the Justice of the Peace Court, which is moving to Georgetown. She says this will lead to a loss of about $44,000 a year to the general fund. Meanwhile, Mount Air has recently built a well at their feeding mill in town. Company leaders tell WBOC that they made the switch because there were, quote, significant issues with water quality, water pressure, and water volume with the town supply. According to the town, this change will mean a loss of some $70,000 per year. Bacon says an increase in taxes or the town water bills could be possible as a result. That's our last resort, she told WBOC, but it's on the table. Around town, people are split on a possible tax increase.
I'm not for taxes, believe me, but then again, you have to run the government, so as long as they aren't wasting it.
Hopefully they don't go through with it and they have another option.
A small town with a big shortfall in Sussex County. Now, there is a council meeting tonight right here, 7 o'clock, although no decisions are expected. They have a budget hearing on June 23rd. They'll have to move pretty quick because the fiscal year starts on July 1st. Reporting here in Sussex County, this is Evan Kozloff for WBOC News in Frankfurt.
All right, Evan, thanks very much. Let's take a deeper look into those numbers from Frankfurt. As Evan mentioned, the loss of the JP Court expected to cause a loss of some $44,000. Just to compare, the total revenue last year's budget was just over $397,000. Currently, the tax rate is set at $2.50 per $100 of assessed value. Meantime, here's a look at the water budget. The Mount Air changes would lead to a loss of about $70,000 per year, according to the town. Last year, the total revenue set there at more than $374,000. The current water rate is set at $8.75 per 1,000 gallons in Frankfurt.